What's up, everybody? This is that Brown Bat here for another tutorial. And the tutorial today is correction, update, I don't know, revision. And I'm going to show you what revision, and that has to do with the cluster decorations. And not too long ago, I did a video. If I remember, I put it in the link. Or, no, you know what? I will put it in the box at the end, or the little notification thing up in the upper right hand corner, whatever. And it has to do with when I built Dunbrook. All right. And I went and put clusters down, and I figured this was going to work. I didn't want that one. And why did I think it was going to work? I thought it was going to work because it worked so well when I was playing on PS4 6 years ago. So let's take, for instance, Dunbrook trees. Probably. All right. So you have this. Look at this. All right. So sometimes certain clusters don't match. Well, this is always going to be right. Switch it to something that actually butts up against it, and then move it in. All right, no problem with that. That trick's an easy trick, and then theme it to what you want. There's only two there, theme all. So if I grab this one, oh no, it's red. So what I used to do was this. And I'd say, I'd fix you all. And I'd put another one down there, and I'd hit the Y button or triangle if you're using Xbox. And then I'd move it over where I want it, and then I'd hit the direction button on the D-pad, put another one down, because sometimes if you don't put another one down, they move out of the way. Watch my Millennium Falcon Let's Build from 2015. All right, so then I'd go theme all. Boom. Because if you don't theme all, you can walk right through it. All right, boom. Everything seems fine. Everything seems good, right? Hooray, I'm on it, right? Well, guess what? Now, if I save this... Now, like I said, this used to work for PS4. And I'm going to save it, blah, blah, blah. And load in, blah, blah, blah. We are now in blah, blah, blah.
Good to see you, my friend.
And it might be good to see you again, but it's not good to see this other tree that's missing. All right, so it does not work for Steam. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't work for Nintendo. Maybe it doesn't work for Xbox. Look, maybe for all I know, it doesn't work for PS5. Whatever. So if it doesn't, don't get all in a huff. This is how you fix it. There's a couple ways to do it, and they all involve replayers. You just have to be very careful with these replayers, because you can ruin an entire day's work if you're not careful. Point being, if you're making I'll show you a forest that I have built for a 2D side scroller. I'll show you the thing in just a bit. But first thing I'm going to show you is the old trick. Go to clusters. Keep in mind, I put record on this. I hit record. All right, see the red dot? All right, so I'm going to go to decorations. I think it was this one. Let's go to theme it. Oops, I have to put a placeholder down first. No, I didn't want to get out of Spark mode. Put one down now, back it out. Alright. And then theme all. Delete the ones you don't want. And then you got to clear it and replay it. Okay, and then if I save it, load it in.
To see you,
voila. Because the replayer trumps the glitch. Now, let's say I have... Oh, I'm trying to think. The kiln pieces. The kiln doors. The engine room doors. Which if you're doing a sci-fi thing and you don't put these in it, shame on you. Shame on you for not using these if you're building a sci-fi environment, because these are the best things that we have for doors, and they can be used in multiple different ways. All right, just like if you're building a medieval environment and you don't utilize all the different aspects of the arch blocks. Both the Simple Toy one and the Dunbrick one. Shame on you. So anyway, I'm not using this. I haven't used this one yet, so. Alright, so what I want, just for this little tutorial here, I want to put these things overlapping each other. Okay, so it's a door going into a door. So I want to line this up. Actually, you know what? For what I'm doing, I can just do it this way. So I want to put this down. Actually, I didn't even need to do that, but whatever, I did. So this is gonna... I'm actually gonna hit two birds with one stone here and show you two different things that happen with these replayers. So I want the other one in here, so I'm going to hit record and do the same thing that we did just a second ago. Alright, hit the D-pad. There we go. Put your place down. Alright, so now, theme all, right? Or do I have to? Let's see. What happens if I don't theme all? And I just hit clear, and I hit play. Oh no, only one comes back. Now, even if I did theme all, the other one still would not come back. So it had nothing to do with theming all. It's still here in the databank. What happened is, this one in particular, this particular cluster, the kiln one for the Fantasy Terrain 2, will not overlap something. Alright, so what if I hit record while that's there and change this to Fantasy Terrain, the regular, the default Fantasy Terrain 2. Okay, now I hit clear. Now I hit playback. Oh no, there's the other one. Alright, so hit record on that. Change that to Fantasy Terrain 2, default. Clear it all. And play back. Now look at that. Now we have both of them. That looks actually cooler than just one, doesn't it? And if you look at, I can't see any Z fighting. So these things, when you merge clusters, there's little to no Z fighting. If you don't know what Z fighting is, that's this. Let me get a terrain piece. And just something basic here. This is very annoying when this happens. And this is not even using a trick. Boom. See how that flickers? That's called Z fighting. I don't know why. Something with the Z axis for 3D models or something. But yeah, that's not cool. But this is cool. But anyway, if I now theme this. Now, hold on. Before I theme that, keep in mind, these are both stored in this replayer. Okay. Now, I'm not going to hit record, and I'm going to just theme this into Kiln. And let's see if I can get the other one. I can't get a hold of it. I think maybe we got it this time. There we go. There we go. And if we save it, we're going to get what we want. So I'm going to save it, and then I'll go back to that replayer again and show you what happens. That you got to be careful for when you do this. Load. Oh, just a quick tip for anybody that's going to ever make a tutorial. Make sure that you have sufficient amount of sleep, because this is like the 4th time that I've done this, and the first few times I didn't make any sense. I was just rambling on. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't work. Wait a minute, that didn't work. Wait a minute, that didn't work. All right. So see how it stuck. All right. Now watch this. This is where you got to be careful. All right. What do I want to... All right. So what happened? Nothing happened. All right. The Fantasy Terrain 2 pieces are still in this. All right. Let's say I wanted to turn this into Empire Monolith. I don't know. I'm just guessing that this is going to work. See, now look. If you got up there, you can see some Z fighting. I'm not going to get up there. Just take my word for it. All right, now, it's not clearing anything out. Why? Because the Fantasy Terrain 2 is still stuck in there. So you really got to be careful about that, because you can end up with double of the assets in your world, which would take up more space, and you might not even know it. You also got to be careful when you're building towns like this, because when you use, I don't know where the limit is, but you keep using replayers, and eventually things will go weird, and you'll start getting the results from one replayer replaying with another replayer. And it's good if you have 2 items that will not overlap, like the Kiln pieces, but not all. Some of them will overlap, and you know, if you're not careful, you can wind up getting into some trouble with memory quicker than normal. All right, so I have, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Well, I'm going to leave these here just so it's going to increase the chance of malfunction. So maybe it'll malfunction and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put roofs on these. And I'm not recording anything yet. All right. So do we want all of these? This is where it gets tricky. Because I'm going to have... All right. No. I want it to go this way. All right. So I love old London town, not London town, London City. Old Victorian buildings, and I have those going the wrong way. But nevertheless, I'm going to change it with the replayer. So this is sort of like a Victorian building. Now, this is what the kick in the face is. Look at this. Oh, I didn't even realize we had green ones. Well, it seems how I haven't used green ones yet. I'm going to use green ones. I forgot we had green ones. Now, you can do it like this. Like how they think, I guess you're supposed to do it. Right? And that's nice for a small house to do it like that. Oh, it's so cute. But when you're talking like Victorian buildings. Like if you've ever played, if you don't see what if you don't know what I'm talking about, and if you've ever played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, those buildings. So here in the States, we'll have like brownstone buildings and like some of the suburbs, or not suburbs, but some of the, not the big cities, but I guess it'd be suburbs. I don't know, but some of the areas of like New York, especially, are maybe even Albany, but they have like the historical district, and they have like brownstone buildings. They pretty much look like this, but they're not yellow, right? Some people call them row houses, right? And well, in the U.S., most of the time they're a flat roof, right? And I don't know if we have anything in here that's, they might have a facade on top like this, but not that pronounced. Maybe like that, something like that. But maybe. Oh, actually, you know what? There is something in there for the big buildings. For the big buildings. But anyway, the Victorian ones kind of had a roof like that would go all the way across, so there would be no gap in it. And let's see, they give us these mansard roofs. Now look up mansard roof on Google or Bing or whatnot. Do an image search. These really are a really poor excuse for a mansard style roof. So all that being said, no, I'm not an architect, but I do know how to look at pictures, and green really doesn't fit with yellow here, but whatever, we're using green. So I'm using the replayer to make all of these. These are going to be 3 layers, right? And I'm going to make all these green. That'd be nice if we had proper corner buildings, but we don't. So maybe I can. Oh, you know what? If you pick anything up while you're recording, even though I did that, and I clear it, that means that that piece is now in the memory and this replayer. Now, if I take this, I really don't want to do this because I'll have to redo everything. Let me clear this out. Now, this is, and I've done this too many times. Now, if I hit record on this and hit play on this, I may have a problem. I don't have a problem. Okay. That automatically shut that off. But if I accidentally hit record on this and then hit clear on this, I just wipe everything out and then I have to rebuild it again. So just to let you know that. So I'm on record there, and if I just delete this, now that was in the memory over here, but stop, clear out, playback, it's now gone. I can take from here and redo everything that I just did. Remember, this roof piece was included over here. Well, guess what? Clear this out. Now it's in there. And if I play this one, there may be 2 pieces in there. Nope. But if I bring this in, which we're going to use anyway, I hope I'm not getting ahead of anybody here, because it's, I mean, it's just, I guess this is how I do tutorials. There's a lot of information here. This doesn't work every time, but when it does, it's very useful, because I'm going to be using those to merge all the blocks in there. I'm just taking a side venture right now. So look at that, it's there. So now they're both in play. Delete one. See, now there's two in there. Why am I going over this? Just be careful when you do this, because you can crash Disney Infinity. You can crash it. It gets confused. And when it doesn't crash, you're in a heap of mess. And hoping that the autosave saved to the last time saved at a point where you didn't mess up. Toy box saves. Autosave. It happens. Boom!
I am Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the universe.
Okay, I always have to do that. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this one and see if this one has everything in it. All right, so it auto-saved right before I messed everything up. So we're going to need 2 or 3 of them just to keep tabs on what we build. And we are definitely going to need trigger area or barrier block. Thing is, trigger area takes up less space, and so if you forget to delete all the trigger areas, it's usually not going to be that big of a deal. But if you have a bunch of barrier blocks stuck in there, you're going to mess up your level. Alright, so before this is also, in case you didn't notice this, if I pick this up and move that over there, that piece is stored in here. So if I clear these out, it still remembers that piece is in there. So if I, what happens if I duplicate that? It should save the duplicate one, but leave the original, see? All right. Now I'm going to clear these out. Use the second one to record the next batch. All right, so I want that directly in the middle. Okay, and do that. Now you can run these off the same one, but I found that it's easier to keep tabs on them when you use multiple replayers. So you can clear it out, put another one down, clear it out, put another one down. That's what I mean. But I've done that in a pinch, but it's easier to keep tabs on it. See, there's the first row. All right, here's the second row. All right, so I'm missing one. All right, so I'm not recording anything now. Somehow I'm missing one right here. So I must not have put that one down. So let me clear this out. Clear this one. Huh. Wait a minute. I must not have been thinking, huh? No. Wait. Hold on. See, this, yes, can be confusing. In the middle. Why in the world is this? Not. What? In the middle. That's in the middle. Then why? Oh, it's not in the middle. It's over by a little bit. All right. All right, now clear that out. So get that out of there. Play the first row back. Play the second row. There we go. So now it's all filled in. Now we're not done yet. We go to the other side All right, now what I want to do is put one down for marker. I'm going to need one here because this is where I wasn't thinking when I put that down. What confuses me is because one's already going the other way and we turned the corner, but I still need to give it the same treatment going the same way as the other one. We're also going to, I believe, well, let's take care of this one first. I'm going to clear this. Oh, that's why I didn't put it down, because it overlaps. So we're going to use this on the third one. Well, let me just show you. I'm not going to use the third one. I'm going to use the same one. See, I cleared it. Now I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to show you that it does work. Just be careful when you're doing that because, like I said, you can get some weird results when you're building really huge toy boxes and you keep doing this and you keep the replayers saved, meaning you don't delete them after you're done. And it's good to delete them when you're done. The thing is, when are you done? All right, so now we gotta get up here. Now what we need, see, now we have a window there. This is the third layer. The third layer is going to put a window on every other one, so it's going this way. So remember when we put the second layer this way? Well, now the third layer is going to be on top of the second layer going the other way. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without messing it up. Clear. Clear. Use the third layer, record. Alright. And then here. And here. And I'm not quite sure if we're going to put one here or not, but we can't right now anyway because it overlaps. So I'm going to play everything that we got. Play. See how it looks more Victorian than anything that they gave us in the toy box? Now, if you want, you can put another one here, but because you're on a corner, it might be safe to not put one there. I don't know. Yeah, because it's going to look really weird because you already have a window right here. So I would advise, in this instance, it's not going to be symmetrical, so don't put a window there on that corner. That's just me. Now we're not recording anything. Now we do have a corner building. Here's the problem. Putting the corner building on there, that kind of looks weird. You know, you have this house, right? Then, oh, wait. Wait, I just went, right? You know, that, it doesn't fit. So that looks better, I guess. But we do have a corner building. If I can find the buildings. And I just went past the buildings. And it's a pizzeria. It's the only one we got. You can't make it anything other than a pizzeria. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it doesn't look right. Because why? Because the roofs on a corner building are supposed to be in line with the corner, not hanging over like that. Just, you know, like it's supposed to have an angled window right there. So this is what you can't. This is one of the drawbacks of not having the proper pieces. But if you're going to do a U.S. style Victorian building, why they still have the name Victorian, even though they're not from the Victorian era. Oh, maybe they were. Yeah, they're from the Victorian era. Anyway, they're just not London. But the U.S. ones mostly had flat roofs, so it doesn't matter if you're doing like a New York style corner building, because you can just leave it flat and get away with it. All right, so anyway, that's that. And guess what? We have chimneys, because in old London, there were chimneys everywhere. At least there was in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and the pictures I seen on Google. So we have chimneys. So I'll show you those. And we're going to use Replayer to stick these in there. And the chimneys are in the cottage building set. If I can find the cottage building set. And not a fan of those, but I'm a fan of these. So I always try to get these somewhere like here, right? So what I do is I count when I'm going to stick it up here, and then, oh, you know what? I'm not going to count anything because I'm just going to set it on top of the building. All right, so just want to see where they're going to line up. Okay, so the windows are in the middle of each, between each building. So I'm going to do my best not to put the chimneys here, because that just would be stupid. So I guess they would have to be in the middle of the buildings, or on the edge. No, not there. Or we can just go through and stick them in there and then record putting them all down. Now, maybe you didn't know this, but some of those buildings had lots of chimneys. All right. So I'm just going to put... I mean, you don't have to put that many in there. And again, this is the best we can do with what we have. So, oh, another thing I want to show you. Let me go to Game Maker. To make things easier, if you're going to keep doing this over and over and over again, it's best to get a quick delete button. Whoops. I started with the wrong one. New logic connection pressed. Clear. And do this for all of them. Because when you are... Why did I do that? What did I... Wait, what... I'm talking and I'm doing stuff. What did this do? Is that hooked to the button? Yes. Okay. Yeah, but how? What did I do? Okay. Clear. I distracted myself. That would have messed things up. If I started recording, I would have ruined the whole project. And the other one's not hooked up to anything yet. Alright, so everything's clear. So now I'm going to start recording for the chimneys. Just bring them down where I set them. You might want to get inventive and make a dual chimney like that. You know, so that guy has lots of money. He has big fireplace. This guy that lives in that apartment. All right.
Here I go!
And I'll go back from the beginning. Play. Play. And play. Look at that. Alright, now let's say you're building this will work. An entire city like this.
I haven't done this in a while.
Alright, so you go in back of the building structure and there ain't nothing there. Alright, so you can double up and put a bunch of these over on the inside, but sometimes, you know what the back of the houses were? That's where the outhouses were and where people hung their clothes to dry. So one of the things you could do is find buildings again and go to the pirates. These are some very dilapidated buildings, and one of the things you can do is, now if you really want to get creative, I mean, you can move the floor and put these things in there like that. Why do I say that? Because the door, see where the door is there? Yeah, the doors are usually ground level in the back. So we can use these. I mean, I guess. All right, so what you do, you get yourself, you know what? I'm going to put this back down so I don't have to find it again. And I'm going to get me, is this hooked to anything? I guess, no, it was, but clear that out, get a new one. This was just going to be a quick tutorial. Here I am building your whole town. Alright. I did not want... I wanted to stay over here. So, what did I do? Replayer does not save this action. You know what? I don't know if that's going to mess anything up, so I'm going to stop. And since we didn't use that yet, I'm going to make it new. Record. I'm trying to get a hold of that. Alright, so I guess we didn't need the first one. And now I am inside a solid building, and I'm in the other side. Great. This is why birds were... No, not swords. This is why birds were created. Or goblin gliders. Probably it's best to use goblin glider. Alright. Clear. Bring you in. And I think that's enough. Let's see what ones play over which ones and see which ones don't. Alright, let's bring the pirate house in there first. There we go. Alright, so I know it looks stupid right now, right? I'm just making sure nothing's peeking through the other side. Now, let me see something here. That too. Be inventive. All right. Bring that one in. Well, I think what we're just going to do is bring that one in. All right. So then Clear that out. Record these going in. Like that. Stop. And use this one, which is the Disney Downtown. We're going to make these disappear. And push that one in. And maybe put that one in there. I don't know, you know, I mean, you can take some trial and errors, but nope, the other way around. Sometimes what I do is I flip them around if I keep forgetting, because I go left to right. And then to beef it up a little bit more, go back to buildings, the pirate one, and they have some roofs. Actually, it's not just pirates. You can mix and match the cottage ones too, or the suburb ones, if the right pieces are involved. And in this case, that's not what I'm looking for. All right, so where's pirates? See, now these long awnings fit perfectly in place. Now you have perfect outback part of a Victorian-esque city type thing. Yeah, so just concept. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. You can do whatever you want. You can use all these, you know, decorate it out some more. Use the other color roofs. You know, the possibilities are almost limitless. You could also use Dunbrook castle pieces for these, and then put the pirate ones out back. But anyway, I did promise you that I was going to show you a big old forest that I was making. So I hope that helps anybody with replayer logic and cluster merging. I know we didn't see any errors. I thought we were going to come up with errors, but I guess it's when I'm not even going to save this. When you're doing a big toy box like this, I'm working on a Castlevania type game. Will I ever finish it? I don't know. It seems like it's going to take forever. But it gives me something to do while I'm waiting to move to Texas. Actually, I'm waiting for the lawyers. Man, they're so slow. It's been 3 months. Anyway, they keep saying, "Oh, we're busy." Say, I don't remember that in Castlevania. You got to use your imagination. You got to use your imagination. All right, so
It is good to see you, my friend.
we're going to end up fighting some monsters, probably. Uh-oh. Hold on. Gotta get rid of the Brave soundtrack. Options. Now, that's one of the things the at least the PS4 didn't do. If you saved it with no sound, then it would replay with no sound. It seems like the Steam version's hit and miss. Alright. So we got the swamp area here, but all those trees, those dragon or dinosaur valley or dinosaur world trees, are all merged together, and I had all of them hooked up on replayers. And I don't know how many different takes I did. That's a black bear. I don't want to. I'm having it on extreme hard, and those things are very extremely hard to beat. There should be a symbiote here. Sometimes they take longer. Yeah, see. I have them on no delay. All right. So, like this one, this big one right here, I didn't want to go in there. This big tree right here is evergreen. And then you have Dunbrook trees. So, yeah, the possibilities of getting all these in are pretty big. Now, this is how long. So you got town here. There's the church, which you can't see it because the camera when you're walking by it. But actually, it's a cathedral. It's pretty big, right? I got some. If you look down closely, you have some traffic there. The horse carriages with no horses because I don't know. There's another forest. But they're all merged. These are clusters. You can hear the thunder probably. I don't know, I might have it edited out in post for sound, but I have it on a day and night cycle. And of course the bridge that you have to travel across, and I might patch it up and make it a full bridge because that's dumb to have a broken bridge that go to another part of the town or another part of the country, and you do trade with other cities. Well, how in the world is another city supposed to get to your city when that's the only route that you have? Anyway, it's Nintendo logic. So anyway, yeah, you can see right here where I use the roof trick. Right? How it's all merged in there. And what else did I use? This is pretty much it. Everything else is stuff I didn't go over that I didn't need to go over in this video because it had to do with locators and stuff like that. Anyway, that's it. So, hope I've been inspiration for you to keep on building. Alright, so we'll see you next time in the next tutorial or showcase or old video or whatever we do.